Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden, and I am currently on an article by healthline.com. I was getting ready to close down some of my browsers, and this is something I had up from concrete thinking and abstract thinking from earlier today in one of my podcasts. And when I went to shut it down, something caught my eye. So I opened the article and I found something called intellectual disability. Listen to this. This is again from healthline.com. Symptoms of intellectual disability are very based on a person's level of disability and may include failure to meet intellectual milestones, sitting, crawling, or walking later than other children, problems learning to talk or trouble speaking clearly, memory problems, inability to understand the consequences of actions. That is actually fifth perspective thinking from a 5-year-old. That's fifth perspective thinking is, or the fifth stage of growth from the fifth perspective is accountability, self-accountability, being able to understand that your actions affect other people. Inability to think logically. Childish behavior inconsistent with the child's age. Lack of curiosity. Learning difficulties. IQ below 70. Inability to lead a fully independent life due to challenges communicating, taking care of themselves, or interacting with others. If your child has intellectual disability, they may experience some of the following behavioral issues: aggression, dependency, a withdrawal from social activities, attention-seeking behavior. I really hate attention-seeking concepts. Depression during adolescent and teen years. Lack of impulse control. A lack of impulse control. Well, that's everybody with borderline personality disorder and any kind of problem with self-harm, addiction, or eating disorders. Passivity. Tendency toward self-injury. What did I just say? Stubbornness. Low self-esteem. Low tolerance for frustration. Psychotic disorders. Difficulty paying attention. Some people with intellectual disabilities may also have specific physical characteristics. These can include having a short stature or facial abnormalities. Levels of intellectual disability. Fascinating. There's mild, moderate, severe. Oh, does this open a door? Suddenly, almost every can't-doer makes sense to me. Suddenly, my parents make sense to me. You see, and I've said this, when you have perspective abuse, when you have perspective psychology, we are supposed to have the first 5 ethics by the time we are 5 years old. We are supposed to be self-accountable by the time we are 5 years old. Based off of that information, the majority of people under the age of 60 have an intellectual disability, which is why they're so abusive. This really plugs a lot of understanding into it. Interesting. Really interesting. I'm going to copy this link down below. Yeah, I definitely feel different. It's going to be a couple days of me working all this out and getting myself not back on track, but just solid in my new naming. And then when that happens, I'm going to be diving into everything and building my world. Building my world. I talked about it yesterday, the 3 stages of anger. How when we get into depression, we're looking for the breaking point, not the breaking point. We're looking for the rock bottom for change to occur. And how change does not occur in rock bottom. That's where instead people kill themselves, unfortunately. But it's in anger where we have the breaking point. And so you have the 3 stages of anger. The first one being aggression, the second one being communication, and the third stage being change. And when you finally get to that point of change, you can release the anger, switch over to forgiveness, and then do what needs to be done. No, forgiveness is complacency. Forgiveness is complacency. Is it? Oh, it's getting closer. Forgiveness. Let me look up complacency. Complacency means showing smug or uncritical satisfaction with oneself. Proud. Oh, okay, it's definitely not that. And that's just another slanderous term that abusers use on people who have pride. So complacency is another bullshit term from can't doers. That's more can't doer words. So it's not that. Yeah, the more I look into forgiveness, the more it's linked to anger. It's acceptance of one's. Third stage perspective. Forgiveness. Third stage perfect. Oh, fuck. So the first one is self-comfort. The second ethic is resourcefulness. And the third one is forgiveness. Self-government is the fourth one. And self-accountability is the fifth. Forgiveness requires anger and humility and accepting one's own limitations, which is forgiveness. Oh, this makes so much more sense. Forgiveness. I'm going to see what that. To stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or a mistake. To abandon resentment. To abandon bitterness. But it's not abandonment. How do you abandon? Stop feeling angry. By taking control. By taking control. That's how. By taking control of the situation. By changing it. That's it. That is what we're supposed to be mastering at the third stage, is learning how to take control of a situation, not feeling control, but to exercise our authority and our power. And in order to do that, we have to accept our own limitations and know when to ask, God, this is making so much more sense. And there it's full circle. There it's full circle. You cannot have forgiveness until you experience the third stage of anger. And that leads to change. I feel much better. All right. It's all starting to plug in. All right. I am really ready for this stage of my life to be settled and defined so I can start building what I need to build. Authenticity lies on the other side of this, like pure, total authenticity lies on the other side of this. And to get there, you have to be completely and totally honest with yourself. You have to be so fucking honest with yourself on such a level. All right. If you love shit like this, like, subscribe, follow, comment below. Let me know what part of the show resonated with you. If you know someone who could benefit from this, share. And take a look. Enter the garden. Come into the garden. Enter through the Linktree account below. Take a look at the map city and see what is available for you to use for your own journey. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.